Alrighty, you are listening to KQCK radio station right here in the beautiful Santan Valley, Queen Creek, Phoenix, and the world. We've got a special guest in studio right now. We've got Rebecca Rios, and she has come to talk to us about the Florence Copper Scholarship Program. How are you, Rebecca?
I'm doing great. How are you today?
Excellent.
Wonderful.
Excellent. You are looking fantastic, by the way.
I feel good. I feel good. A little lighter, I think, than the last time I was here.
Yep.
I was with child, and now he's about 10 and a half months old. So life is good. I'm
Time
a little
flies,
lighter
doesn't
on
it?
my feet. Time does fly.
Man.
Time does fly. Thank you for having me back.
Oh, anytime. Absolutely.
I think the last time we were here, we were talking with Michael McPhee, the president of Curious Resources, about the overall project. And now here I am a little over a year with Florence Copper, and we're doing a lot of good positive initiatives out in the community. So thank you for inviting me to talk about one of them today.
Oh, for sure. And let's jump right into it. Tell us how does this start? How did this come to be?
Well, we're talking about the Florence Copper Creating Opportunities Scholarship Program. And quite honestly, it started, I think, with the basic value that this company has, that we need to invest in our community and we need to invest in our youth. And clearly part of that is investing in our education system. And how better to do that than to literally foster and support students along their educational journey. So this year, we are in our inaugural year for our scholarship program. And in fact, we just picked the winners. We have awarded 2 high school students out of Florence High School and 1 Central Arizona College student with our scholarships. And let me tell you a little bit about the scholarships. Last year, we knew we wanted to invest in the schools, and it was already April, so we went to the high school and said, hey, we want to help out some students. How can we do this? And they said, you know, our award ceremony is already next week. And we said, well, we still want to help, so we'll give you the scholarship money. You pick the students. And so we actually began this last year with 6 students and gave them $1,000 scholarships to help defray their education costs. But this year we wanted to really develop something a little more and a little deeper that would provide more for the students. So we created a scholarship program after discussing with both high school counselors as well as Central Arizona folks, college folks, and decided that the best way to truly invest in a student was to not only provide them a one-time scholarship, but a scholarship that would renew. And so the high school students this year had an opportunity to apply for a $2,500 scholarship that is renewable for up to 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so...
Do they have to maintain a certain grade point average?
We ask that they maintain good standing with the school of their choice. And to let you know, Joe, we kept this open because we recognize that students learn differently. Some students would want to go to a community college, others to a university, others to a technical or trade school. So we said any learning institution in Arizona,
wow,
we would provide that for. So yeah, we have 2 high school students, and the requirements were, you know, a grade point average of 3.25 or above, and that's different than a lot of scholarships. I had done some research and found that many scholarships cut kids off at 3.5 or above, and I know that kids learn differently. Kids may not excel in terms of their grade, but they possess great leadership skills, they volunteer, and so that we needed to look at the kids in a more holistic way. So we lowered the GPA requirement to 3.25, but we also asked the kids about their service to the community. Did they work? What was their vision and their plan for life? And then we wanted to do something a little different. So we said, you know, besides the written, you know, what do you plan to do in the future that most scholarships ask for, we said, give us a 2-minute video on why copper is important. We wanted the kids to really be able to showcase how they process information, how they would explain a question. And so we have some really great videos that were submitted by high school students as well as college students on a very simple question: why is copper important? And so through those videos, as well as, you know, all the application paperwork, recommendation letters from teachers and other school personnel, we put together a committee that ultimately selected 3 winners this year.
That must have been a huge job.
It was very difficult because there's a lot of talent in our small communities, a lot of talent. These kids are amazing. I have to be honest, the first PowerPoint presentation I ever put together was in the last 5 years, and I have an 8-year-old daughter who actually put a PowerPoint presentation together for second grade. So the way kids learn now is very different. We wanted them to be able to show that they did have a lot of technological savvy, and they did. These students put together videos, and they ranged from very elaborate PowerPoint presentations to videos in which they were sitting in front of the camera and discussing a variety of things about copper. They had done research in terms of its versatility, why it was important, perhaps some historical perspective. We had one video submission from a college woman, and it was very creative. She had a young boy, I'll assume was maybe a son, and he was a detective. And it starts out in the backyard, and there's a tent, and he's asking his sister, why are you sleeping in the tent? And she said, well, somebody stole all our copper, and therefore we can't take a shower, we can't turn on the air conditioning, we can't watch TV. So it was a real interesting way to show why copper is important in very practical terms. So we went from, very creative videos like that to very skilled PowerPoint presentations that gave a lot of statistical information. So it was really a neat opportunity for local folks to show what they could do with technology.
And it makes people realize that the reason we're not cave people, cavemen anymore, is because of copper. That has a lot to do with it.
It makes you realize how dependent we are on copper, whether it's for our cell phones, our air conditioning, our, copper pipes, our cars. It really does drive home why copper is important. I think it drives home why it is that Arizona is the top producer of copper in the nation, and why Arizona produces 10% of the copper used around the world. Arizona is truly a copper state, and a lot of kids really jumped on that and made mention of that. A lot of these folks reference the 5 C's of Arizona, one of which is copper. So it was really a nice way to bring in the history of not only the local community, but Arizona as a state.
What is Curious's commitment to the town of Florence?
We have a commitment that runs deep, and we want to show it through a variety of ways, one of which is education, one of which is providing jobs to the community. When we're at full production, we anticipate some 600 to 700 jobs, both direct and ancillary, to Florence. And what better way to fill those positions than with local people, not only those that are already in the working field, but their children. I come from a small copper mining community, and with a lot of small communities in Arizona, unfortunately what happens is the kids grow up, they go to the high school, they graduate, they have to go away for college, and they don't come back. And we really lose a lot of sense of community, a lot of long-standing families kind of dissipate throughout the state, and we believe this is a way to keep local talent in Florence so that those students that truly want to live and work in their hometown will have an option. We are a company that will produce jobs that are of head of household wages with good benefits. I mean, these are wages that will be able to support an entire family. So we're very committed to Florence in a number of ways, through economic development, through investing in the education system, and this is just one of the initiatives that we've started. Another initiative that we'll be rolling out this year will be an internship program, because we recognize the best way to prepare these youth is to actually have them on site working while they're students, while they're high school students and while they're college students. So we're in the process of working with Central Arizona College to develop internship programs. Again, our commitment is to hire first, to hire local, and to educate and train local so that we can bring in those folks to work for Curis before we have to look outside of our local community.
Gotcha. We do a show with CAC. We've partnered up with them. We do a show called CAC Live on Thursdays at 2:30.
Wonderful. That's my alma mater. It's a great school.
Right on. How was the scholarship committee put together?
That's a great question. We wanted to ensure that the committee was not just representatives of our company. We wanted the committee to be representative of the Florence and Pinal County community. We had representation from the Florence High School, Dr. Amy Fuller, who's the associate to the superintendent on bilingual instruction. We had a representative from Central Arizona College, Clark Van Gilder, who's a professor of physics. We wanted local representation from a local businessman, and so we asked a very respected businessman, Harold Chris, who owns the Windmill Winery, if he would give of his time, and he generously did as well. We recognize that our project is one that provides economic development, so we thought that having somebody representing Pinal County was important. So Timothy Knavel, the Pinal County Economic Development Director, also sat on the committee, and I was fortunate to sit on the committee not only as an employee of Curas, but somebody who's born and raised and educated in Pinal County, and one who championed education issues in the legislature. So the five of us got together and we reviewed applications and recommendation letters and videos, and it was difficult.
That's a big job.
It was tough. If there hadn't been so much talent, it probably would have been easier, but there was a lot of talent and a lot of interest. This was a pretty short process. We had about a 3-week window to advertise, to get the word out. We had good response from the high school, and we had tremendous response from Central Arizona College. And I attribute that, I think, to the fact that students that are already in college and paying for college recognize how expensive it can be. And I think that's why we saw so many CAC students really jump in and submit applications.
Is this going to be something that's going to be kind of yearly? I mean, I know you've got the renewable ones to the possibility of renewable to the people that got them this year. Mm-hmm. Is this going to kind of follow up next year and maybe the year after? And is this going to be a regular thing?
Absolutely. It will be a $10,000 commitment each and every year to high school students at $2,500, but then individually they will also, be eligible for $10,000.
Boy, is that nice.
And then the Central Arizona College student is eligible. It's a $5,000 scholarship for renewable for 2 years. And again, it can be to a university, it can be to a school of their choice within the state of Arizona.
I mean, if they want to be a veterinarian, they can go to one of these specialized schools. They can use them anywhere in Arizona.
Absolutely. That's a good point. When we structured this scholarship, clearly we wanted to look at people that were interested in engineering, in mining, in technology, in careers that ultimately might be able to work for Florence Copper, but we did not want to limit that. And so we said, apply, regardless of where your area of interest is. And we had students that applied everything from somebody who was interested in animal science to nursing, pre-med, theater. And in fact, one of the 2 high school students were females. Both are residents of Santan Valley. And in fact, one of them intends to go to Grand Canyon University and study in theater. The Central Arizona College student, he is actually a resident of Coolidge and is studying computer software. So again, we did not limit it to only Florence. We did not limit it to only those that were going to be directly related to mining, because at the end of the day, we want to invest in the community, and it is, what the community wants and the makeup of the community that dictates who's selected. And so that committee, we had a diverse group to select from. But yes, it will be a commitment every year.
And I'm sure now after this first year, next year, if you're sitting on that board, I'll bet there's going to be 10 times the work.
That's our hope. That's our hope. Part of the award was also to award an iPad, and that was simply because we recognize when they go to college, they're going to need that piece of technology. If they don't have a laptop, they can use an iPad. My hope is that when we award these scholarships, the 8th at the Florence High School, that their younger brothers and sisters sitting in the audience will say, you know what, hey, I know that person, that's my neighbor, that's my sister, they did that, I can do that. And so those youth that receive scholarships actually become role models for the younger kids sitting in that audience. And that's our intent, and that's our hope, is to build interest and to advertise and to let the community know that we want to help. And we hope that other businesses, large businesses in the community, will do the same. I think part of what we believe in is social responsibility and giving back and investing in your community. And so that's one way that we will do this at Curas, and we hope that other businesses do this as well.
This is, I know, because doing the CAC show, they're doing the scholarship thing too. These children of Pinal County are absolutely lucky to be here with all these opportunities for advancement. I mean, just for doing a good job and being applied.
You know, it really is amazing what Central Arizona College has done. Even way back when I graduated from high school, I was the lucky recipient of a CAC scholarship. And that truly laid the foundation for what I would end up doing and going on to ASU and my career and the different paths that it's taken. There's a lot of youth that without scholarships, I think, don't have the opportunity. I'll be real honest, in my case, many years ago, I grew up in Dudleyville. I lived in a 2-bedroom, single-wide trailer. There were 5 of us, and we lived off the highway, Highway 177. Had it not been for that opportunity, I'm not sure exactly how I would have funded my education. So I'm very grateful for CAC. And I also recognize what a tremendous service this is for those students. I had the good fortune of being able to be the one that actually called them and
That's
told
neat.
them. Oh, it was fantastic.
I wish we would have brought him on the show.
I know.
That would have been incredible.
It was short notice. We just notified them about 48 hours ago. But just the excitement in their voices, you know, these kids they're amped up, they're ready, they want to begin their future, they're very grateful. And it was just neat to feel that energy. And to be a part of that, to be a part of, you know, what eventually they will become and make of their lives. So it's good. It's good to do good things for the community and particularly for children. So
I mean,
youth, they're not kids anymore.
I mean, it's a wonderful thing that Mike McPhee has allowed this to happen and come in and bring some scholarships in among the other, you know, great things he's doing out here. I know everybody has their own opinion, and I'm not politically correct in the middle of all this stuff. I'm kind of a neutral party. But I'm sure glad for the kids out here that we have the scholarships. I have a couple of kids that soon will be. As a matter of fact, JoJo is going to be in 9th grade next year, and he is looking very forward to the CAC opportunity of getting a scholarship as well. So that makes me happy.
Absolutely, it's important. And again, at the end of the day, you know, it's about giving back to the community,
right.
And you know, that's what we want to do.
That's the bottom line.
Absolutely. So
Most
we
definitely.
want to just plant that seed not only for, you know, the students out there, but also for the parents, because oftentimes parents aren't aware of what opportunities are out there. So we will be offering this again next year. We will start earlier in the spring to give a larger window for folks to apply.
And how can people follow up and keep? Do you have a newsletter that goes out, or what can people do to make sure they're in the loop on this scholarship program?
We will have information on our website, and in fact, if they want to get on the website and see some of the videos that were actually provided to us, those are going to be on the website. I'll give them an idea of what to prepare for next year. We'll be working closely, again, with school counselors. They'll have the information early next spring. Always they can call me, but again, just getting on the Florence Copper website, that will keep them tuned into what we're doing and when that scholarship opportunity opens up again.
Do you have the exact contact information with you by chance?
We are at florencecopper.com.
florencecopper.com. And I would love to, if you can have somebody send me something that I can put up on the radio station side, I'd love to supply that information as well. Anything we can do to help educate the people of Pinal County and, you know, and further, we'd love to be a part of helping get that information out too.
Absolutely, we'll do that. Thank you.
And one other thing, if any of the recipients would like to come on the air and say hello and thank Curis and just let people know how they feel about this program, I would love to talk to them, even whether it be for a minute or 15. I'd love to have them.
Excellent. I will pass that on, because that's what makes it real.
Right, absolutely. I just, that's one thing I love about this business. I do giveaways all the time. And some people, you can tell, are just so, they may win 4 dinners, but they're so excited and happy to win. It just makes you feel good all the time.
It's contagious.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Do we want to cover anything else right now?
I think that's pretty much summed up our program. And again, we're very excited. I always have to put in the plug. We are there. Anytime anybody wants to stop by and visit us, we're on Main Street.
We still doing the tours out there by?
We are doing the tours now. In the summer, it gets pretty warm, so we'll probably start them a little earlier in the morning, probably do them once a month.
Right.
Call or check our website so you can sign up for a tour, but absolutely we will do a full tour. where we give the full presentation and then also take folks out on site so they can literally see what the project will look like.
And for those of you that tuned in late here, we're talking to Rebecca Rios, and we are talking about the Florence Copper scholarship program that they have put together for children of Pinal County to help pay for their schooling with a reoccurring scholarship, which is a wonderful idea. I just want to thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you very much.
All right.
Appreciate
And
it.
I look forward to having you back anytime you'd like, Rebecca, of course.
Awesome.
All right. I'm going to send you back to some of our sponsors and some great music. And we have I believe it's in about a half hour or so, Bridget from Edible Arrangements coming on in, and we have some giveaways. So you guys stay tuned. Enjoy the music. Please pay attention to our sponsors and check out the archive. You can go to our website, and if you didn't catch this whole show, jump back on there and watch it. Great show, especially if you have kids or know somebody who has children. You can save them some money, and that's what it's all about right now. Thank you again, Rebecca.
Thank you.
Are you experiencing computer problems? Is your computer running slow, bogged down with viruses and spyware? You need a reliable and knowledgeable, trustworthy computer service company. Contact Computers, Networks, and More, located in Santan Valley. Get your computer or laptop running in top condition by a certified technician with 20-plus years experience and beta tester from Microsoft. Computers, Networks, and More provides repairs and solutions to any computer-related issue, whether it's software, installation, troubleshooting, updates, or tune-up.